So my goal for this quick video is to demystify the process of going through the exercises for a GPS and a 411. Now, the GPS is goal priority strategies. So there is one overarching goal for the year that is supported by three priorities that underneath each of those three priorities have five strategies that support that priority that then support that goal. So that's GPS, not unlike any other GPS tool that you may use to get you from point A to point B and arrive at a destination that you want to go to. The 411 is a tool that is used more often, more as a kind of a calibration, recalibration tool that takes that overarching goal and then breaks it down into 1 year, 1 month, and then 4 weeks. So it becomes something that you can use on a daily basis that says 411 is 4 weeks add up to a month, and then that adds up to a year. So those are the two tools that we are typically going through exercises with people from the best-selling book, The One Thing. So I'm going to share my screen real quick and kind of walk through those for you. So here is the GPS. And again, it is one goal supported by these three priorities. And then underneath each one of these priorities is five strategies. Now, if you're anything like me, you have to sneak up on these goals and these dreams because life can just drive them to the background. And so this parking lot, people call it a brain dump, people call it a parking lot. We use it as a tool to just collect ideas over here to the side so that there's no pressure for having to rank them or sort them or just in our minds try to figure out which one of them actually ends up over here on the GPS. So when we are going through this session with someone like you just start talking, I just start typing, and I type down all of the thoughts that you have, and we stick it over here in the parking lot. Then all I do is ask you questions about each of those items, and then eventually we select one and we pull it over and make it the goal for the year. And then we start saying, okay, what is one thing that we can do such that, or what's one thing that you can do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? How will you know if you are successful? To bring clarity, what does success look like? Easy questions like that that allow us to just literally kind of interview those ideas and begin to fill in the gaps over here on the GPS. That is one exercise, and usually that takes about an hour. If we hop over to the 411, this is a connected exercise, but it's a separate exercise. Also involves a parking lot or a brain dump. And here we are talking about, all right, either professional or personal, could be one side or the other. Typically, we only tackle one side. And it's when you look back at December 31st, going into New Year's Eve, and you look back on the year, what does success look like? What would it take, or what is one thing that if you accomplished that, you could look back on the past year and with satisfaction, knowing that it actually was successful? And so we start with a parking lot or a brain dump of ideas of what that might look like. And then we go through a process of evaluating those and figuring out one that we want to try. And we put that over here either under the personal goal or the professional goal. So this is a process of self-discovery. There is no right answer. There are only your answers. And I, as a facilitator, am here to ask you the questions so that we can go through exactly what you said was important to you. And we start kind of boiling that down to possibilities that may be the things that are the most important. And then we let life over time reveal to you how those play out and whether or not they end up being the most important, whether or not changes need to be made. So that's the exercise. So hopefully that takes the pressure off. It really is a process of self-discovery, and it's one that there are no right answers, so you don't have to worry about that. You can just put all your things over into a parking lot. We save that. We pick a few, we try them, and we let life reveal to you whether or not those actually are the most important. So you don't have to get this right the first time, and everybody, rarely does anybody ever trip over the right answer the first time. It's a process, and we have tools for that. So anyway, hopefully this takes some of the pressure off of the exercise, and I would love to do this exercise with you. And so if you're interested, let's set up a time.